is Jolie Gabrielle, and today is day 8 of my own competition with myself with consistency. I have had challenges in the past with really maintaining consistency. I'm always on the fringe of excellence and really just never crossing over into being completely excellent in the ways that I want to be. On the well-worn path, excellence, you get that meritocracy and from doing work, but that is because of the fear and the anxiety that is hoisted upon us from that system. However, when you start to get into the spiritual and the mental and want to drive yourself because you love life and you know that there's more good than bad and you want to learn how to get out of your own way and be self-motivated, consistency is a huge partner in this. But there are many things about ourselves that we may not want to accept, right? So one of the biggest things about consistency, as she's my partner, I consider her a she, on this journey with me, is that you must really face the things that are getting in the way of you being consistent, period. Internally, as well as externally, meaning what you're putting in your body, right? And as much as I love to work out, I will never be able to outrun or outlift a bad diet. And what it does to the brain and the body isn't worth it. Nevertheless, this is my issue where social engineering has really come in, and I have allowed for these marketing and advertisers to really take hold of me. Ooh, I want to try that. Ooh, I want to do this. And now I have a lifestyle where it doesn't support my goals. So I did a little research and I wanted to talk to you guys about something that I also found that I needed to revisit, and they're called SMART goals. So the first one is specific, SMART, S, right? And so my specific goal is to create a wellness and health about me. Because I do this work and I meditate and I teach people about wellness, especially on a spiritual level, I really want my body to also reflect that glow. Also, part 2 of that is I am injured and I have stenosis and I have things that have gone on with the lower half of my body, my lower chakras. I spoke to you, I think, earlier about how my 1 and 2 have collapsed. So working out, I'm really working to rehab myself because it's my responsibility. I understand that there's doctors and there's trainers, and always consult with those. I did that. You get your MRIs, your x-rays, you do that. But in the same time, go through YouTube and you see people who have the same issues that I do, and now they're doing the splits and they're stretching and they're running. And one of the things that I miss is being able to jump, being able to run, being able to, squat low. And so this is why I am determined to go to the gym. But diet is a huge component in your bones and your body being healthy. And so this is where I have a little bit of denial. And so what is denial? Let's go into what denial is, since we're being specific. The action of declaring something to be untrue, okay? A statement that something is not true. And lastly, the refusal of something requested or desired, right? So that's where I'm at with this. So let's move on. The second part of SMART goal, the M, means measurable. So the other day I took video from a very interesting angle of my body doing a single leg deadlift. I have a little bit of OCD when it comes to certain things, and that's kind of why I don't really like to go out or I don't like to show myself on social media, right? Because it'll never be perfect for me. But moving out of my comfort zone, I said, you know what? This video is dog balls, but I'm going to go ahead and post it anyway and get out of denial with the fact, girl, you look good. Oh yeah, you look good. Oh yeah, you can go ahead and wear that. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't. You don't. If face facts right at this point, that wasn't a fail from where you're coming from. where you're trying to go. So that video gave me a measure of where I'm at. I love that part of me. Don't worry. I'm bringing more self-love in. I'm bringing more self-love in because I'm the hardest critic on me. And that is another thing that also shuts down consistency, is thinking that you're going to be perfect on this journey. I have learned through the 3 years that I have really been focusing and concentrating on health and wellness with training and food, is that I have gone through ebbs and flows. I have had, my diet has been excellent. I've gone into ketosis. I've dropped weight fast, which is like peak performance. And then I've dropped down and I've eaten carbohydrates and I've, donuts and cheeseburgers, and then I've gone back up. But I'll tell you, when I took video, I was brave enough to ask my trainer, will you please get your thing so I can put and I think he tried to tell me, you might want to do it from the back, but I did it from an angle that was extremely unflattering, but it was measurable. So guess what it did for me? To see that video, and I OCD'd on it, so that meant I was looking at it over and over and over and anyway, it kicked me in. So guess what I did this morning? I made my bulletproof coffee, which I like to call shit in a cup, and I'm intermittent fasting, and I will be doing what I need to do, my 2 meals throughout the day, and I'll start at 12 and I'll stop eating at 8. That's just what we're gonna do, because that's where we're at. We're at 911. Now, is this achievable? Yes, because I've done it before. Now, is it relevant? Yes, it's very relevant to what I do. Like I said before, I want to be able to transform and document that, because what I do is very intangible. It's in the ether. I work with the spirit, the guides, and the divine creator of all that is. That's what I believe in. But there's also tools in Mother Earth and in the heavens that you could use to superpower or actively pray. That's what I believe in, along with my job here is to move myself as well as others out of darkness into light, to open myself up as a channel of light and blessings in order to create a skill set, give people a skill set so they can really move out of negative emotions, strong emotions, heavy emotions in real time, and back into harmony with themselves, into balance. And I've been able to do that with my life because in 2016, I was kind of in a shambles. I mean, I did have the foundation of energy healing, but it wasn't until 2016 that I really began to take this seriously. And I had to pivot and readjust my life. And I had to start looking at who I was and what I wanted. And I really had to shut out the voices of the well-worn path. And I had to just kind of go in a bubble. And that's hard to do in this society when there's so much energy of just the pressure of, what the well-worn path is. I'm not even going to call it out. So what's the next one? Is it achievable? Is it relevant? Yes, it is. And it's time-based. Now, I gave myself 30 days and I meditate for 30 days, or I make a video for 30 days. That's all involved. And I'm also talking about this measurably because it's also a weight loss journey for me. Now, I'm 8 days in, and those first 7 days, I was not eating properly. I already have a rhythm and a system of working out, no problem. But the eating, it's really, I gotta dig in here because it's so important to my intuition, the way my body functions. And if I am going to be a channel of light and blessings, then I need those things that the sun that's creative, that creates life, that fuels life force, right? So I can do my meditations, and that's a huge part of it. But at the same time, I want to start firing on all cylinders, and I want my body to show that. So that's why I'm here, and I hope you will join me on this journey. So at the end of it, all of it, what is really the purpose of all of this? It is about self-love, because when you love yourself, you automatically flow with the universe and the way in which your purpose, your journey is taking you, and you do it with love and you do it with joy. And when I was telling you about 2016, that was one of the most angry, depressive times of my life. I had manifested that. And on my journey, here now, these years later, I can honestly say that I wake up with a smile on my face in joy. And instead of my cortisol spiking and me yelling and screaming and arguing with people, I now wake up in joy. And that's huge. That one thing is so huge. And so that is the building blocks of self-love. And I put my hands like this because it's like, I guess, a nervous tick. I'm not an Illuminati member or trying to throw up any type of hand signals, okay? So don't get weird. It's just maybe a nervous tick, okay? Moving on, the way that I'm going to meditate to bring in more self-love would be to, of course, always ground my energy. When you meditate, I suggest, take out the always, please. I suggest sitting somewhere where you have back support, because with creative visualization, you don't want to have to get comfortable. You want to be in a comfortable state so you can really allow your mind and body to relax. Once you do that, you begin to breathe with the rhythm of your body, and you want to bring your awareness to your heart. And that loving energy, all of your blood cells, it's your heart, command all of the blood cells in your body to turn heart-shaped, so that you're sending that love throughout all your organs, all your ligaments, all of that. I know this is repetition, and you pull your aura in, call your higher self above you, and you snap your astral body in. Clean out the center of your head, put a golden sun above your head that says self-love in it. You see the Creator place that above your head. And it says self-love. You open your crown like you would the lens of a camera, and you bring that down. And you bring it into the heart, and you watch it extend and expand throughout the body, out into the aura layer, and then out into your environment. And it's always great. Of course, we're going to be grounded and rooted. That's always what we do first. But you keep doing this throughout your day. And believe it or not, these little tweaks cumulatively add up to where all of a sudden the picture becomes clear. And now I have my abdominals, right? Or whatever it is that I'm going for. So that's just my example and my goal. And what we're striving for is not so much perfection as much as excellence in what we do. And what does excellence look like? If you are in joy and you're seeing results, that is where excellence right there is a sweet spot. All right. Thank you so much for joining me again, and I'll see you tomorrow.